What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shellz. Welcome back to the show. Let's get started. This week, we're going to talk about the NFL divisions, picks, and preview for this upcoming season. I'm really looking forward to football back. It is so good to survive the 30 weeks of the year without football. It is a tough stretch. It was a good marathon, though. Anyway, let's get into the first division we're going to talk about today. It's the NFC West. I think this is the most competitive division of football. Three very good teams and one, I don't know what to call them because I think the 49ers have so much potential. I'm just waiting for them to see what happens. But anyway, my pick who wins this division, going against what most people think this season, but I'm going to pick the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are a dangerous team this season. I think they won't get caught up by the Cardinals this year at all. And they're going to play really well. Now, what I like about Seattle more than I like with the Arizona is the defense. I think Seattle's defense is the real deal. They're mean. They don't mess around. They has the meanest front seven, I think, in the league, with the Carolina probably tied with them. Lethal front seven. I think their offensive season is going to be much more dynamic. I feel like Russell Wilson is going to play his way through. He's not going to make any mistakes. I think he was a bit rusty last season. Didn't seem quite himself, but I think he's going to be really good this season. Cardinals in the round. I feel like this is the second best team by absolute miles in this division, even though they're going much closer. I mean, you get great quarterback play from Carson Palmer, the great offense. The defense with Calais Campbell, Patrick Peterson, and Tyrann Mathieu, some bad boys. The Rams, on the other hand, great defense. Offense is hit and miss. The 49ers, I feel like they just have to rebuild from the ground up. They got some good pieces, though. They got Eric Armstead, Forrest Buckner, Navarro Bowman, Eric Reed, Carlos Hyde, Torrey Smith. Some good players there. Need more time to rebuild. That's basically on my quick pick on the NFC West. Right, moving on to the AFC North. I think it's another really competitive division. 3 teams can win this division, and that's, I think, is a crazy number of teams that can actually perform in a division. So let's go through this division. My pick for winning this division is going to be the Bengals. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, why the Bengals? Well, defense, my friend. Defense wins championships. Now, someone's going to say, but offense scores the points. Yeah, but I feel the Bengals have got a better defense and they got a better offense. Not a better offense than the Steelers, but a good offense and good enough to get them to the top position. I think this division will be split by 1 or 2 wins. It's not going to be like 3 or 4. It'll be very close. I think the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens are going to be between 1, 2, 3 wins of each other. They're all going to be very closely bunched at the top. And that's what it's going to be. For me, the Steelers, the second best team in this division, probably by a good bit over the Ravens, but I think the Ravens always seem to play. I think Harbaugh gets his guys to play every week, and they're very good. Steelers, magnificent offense. The defense is what I'm concerned about. That's kind of why I don't feel they're as good as the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals are going to try every week with the good defense. They get the cup going. Baltimore in the other rounds, I mean, I'm a little hit and miss on these guys. I mean, T. Sizzle's back for them. Steve Smith's back. Joe Flacco's back from injury, but it's like I don't know what to do with that offense. I'm not 100% confident they're going to perform as well as they are. They lost a pretty big guy in Kelsey Osemele in the offensive line. They also lost Eugene Monroe. So I'm not 100% sure how I feel with the Ravens. They can compete. They will compete, and that's what makes them dangerous. Interesting to see how far they'll go. I think they'll be very close to the top of the division. They won't let the Steelers and Bengals run away with it. The Browns, on the other hand, I just feel like they have to just rebuild the ship from the bottom up. They got RG3, which is a good get for them. He's probably going to be their starter for a while. I think he's going to start the next 2 or 3 years. He's going to solidify them this year. But they need more pieces. I think Corey Coleman and Josh Gordon are going to have a huge year. I think Duke Johnson and Isaiah Crowell will be big as well. But they need time. They lost Mitchell Schwartz. They do still have Joe Thomas. It's going to be a bit hit and miss this season. We'll see how it goes. Moving on to the next division, the NFC East. I honestly believe 8 wins this division this season. I know it sounds crazy to some people, but I think it's going to be an 8, 9, or 10 wins is going to win this division. I think a lot of people are going to say I'm a homer in this one, but I'm really picking the Cowboys to win this division. I think the Cowboys are the best team in this division. I think Elliott's going to be the best running back this year. I think Des Bryant is going to be a man possessed. Defense will survive. I think Dak will survive till Tony Romo comes back in week 10. There's the problem where I'm getting injured again, but I still think Dak can pull it out. The second best team in this division is a very close one between the Giants and the Eagles, but I do think the Giants just clips the Eagles because of quarterback play. Giants, of course, Eli Manning, Odell Beckham makes them a dangerous threat anytime. I mean, Eli Manning is the king of just throw it up there and have something happen with it. He's just, I don't know, he's unbelievable luck. That's coming from a Patriots fan. I think I've seen it all. The Giants on defense, they got Janoris Jenkins brought in, Olivier Vernon. They're going to be good this year. They're better than the Eagles in that sense. Defense, like the Eagles, kind of backtracked in defense, but they got a good offense. I think Ryan Matt's got a big year. Jordan Matthews is going to have a big season as well. I think Dorial Green-Beckham is going to be the big unsung hero of the Eagles this season. I think he's going to have a huge season in the red zone. He's a touchdown and receiving. He's a receiving dream for quarterback, and he's a defensive coordinator's nightmare. 6'5", 230. I mean, who doesn't want that? The last team in this division, in my opinion, is the Washington. I just don't see enough from them. They're not as good as people think they are. Great wide receiver core, 2 good cornerbacks. Ryan Kerrigan's great edge rusher. I wonder if you call him a linebacker or a defensive end. I think he's an edge guy in their 3-4. I have a lot of concerns with Kirk Cousins. I just don't feel he's confident enough to take a team to a playoffs, let alone win a division. I think they're going to be struggle. I think Washington has to find a quarterback somehow, some way. Anyway, AFC West. Ooh, this is a good division. How about this division? So this is my kind of throw-up pick. I battled this one for a long time because, to be honest, I think all 4 teams in this division can win the division. And people are going to say I'm crazy. My pick this season, I think the Chiefs are going to win this division. Now here's why. Chiefs are going to play suffocating defense. Alex Smith's going to play... Where's my hot route? Toss down him. Toss down again. Toss to the running back. They got a leash running back core. They're going to do a great job running the football. And Alex Smith doesn't take chances. And their defense is going to do a good job. Broncos, in their hand, well, they're going to need some luck this season. The Broncos, I'm sorry, it's kind of obvious. They do not have the team they had last season. Defense is kind of picked apart. They're kind of a little weaker on defense now, which is a big loss to them. They got to find a way to regroup this year. But I think Paxton Lynch is going to take them to the prime line with Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. I think Paxton Lynch is going to be the guy who's going to have a surge later in the season and win. To be honest, I think he's going to win the job actually at the start of week 1. I think he's going to get a chance to show himself and be the guy. Now, the 3rd and 4th team in this division, I'm going to definitely, this is definitely going to burn me. I'm going with the Chargers, the 3rd team. It's a dangerous strategy, but I think Keenan Allen and Melvin Gordon are going to have a huge year. They're going to play well. I think the Chargers defense is going to outperform people. They're going to be a surprise package. They're going to play well. Now, the Raiders, I mean, they got great wide receivers in Amari Cooper and Crabtree, but I'm a little concerned the quarterback play, and I'm a bit concerned that defense is good, but it's not great. You got Khalil Mack on one side, Mario Edwards on the other, but I do have question marks in their linebackers and their defensive tackles, so I'm a little bit concerned on that edge, and also the cornerbacks. I'm not sure if the Raiders are going to survive. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're on the same success they had last season. I think they're going to be a little bit down, but still a good team, okay? Nothing against them. Good team. You need a quarterback. Sorry. And moving on to the AFC. Well, I mean, we've had it. I think you don't have to discuss this division. Everyone knows the Patriots will win this division. And until it happens, the Patriots lose the division. I'm going to keep calling them the winner of the division until someone can beat them. They're the winners of this division. Now, I mean, it's Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. They got the job done every year. I think Tom Brady's 12 games will have more wins than the Dolphins, Bills, and or Jets. Putting that there, that's how I feel. I mean, you don't even know the Patriots. They play good defense. They play good offense. They're ready for every opponent. Smartest coach of all time. Best quarterback of all time. They'll be prepared for anything this season. Dolphins in their hands. Some good players. They've been building that defense for a long time. Dominican Sue lost Olivia Vernon, though, which is a big loss. I'm surprised they lost him, actually. Got some good job there. They got Kiko Alonso and they got Byron Maxwell. So I'm interested to see what the Dolphins are going to do this year. The other team in the divisions, the Dolphins, Bills, and Jets are all really close together. They can basically feel this way any 2, 3, or 4. Bills in their hand, I think Rex Ryan, this is his last season coaching as head coach. He's going to be back to defensive coordinator next season. Tyrod Taylor is nothing special. He's just pretty much just a jag, as I like to call him, just another guy. Nothing special. I think they got a good job with Sammy Watkins, but he seems to disappear in games. Too many times he disappears. Defense has a bit of problems though. Marcel Darius is suspended. He's in rehab as well, which is a bit of a concern. They also got Reggie Ragland injured. They'll be out for the season. I think Jack Lawson's also injured shoulder and he'll be back in 8 weeks' time. So the Bills' defense hit and miss. The Jets in their hand, 2 quality wide receivers. Eric Decker, Brandon Marshall, stars in this league, but they do need a quarterback, and Geno Smith, Matt Ryan. No, Geno Smith. Jeez, how did I think Matt Ryan? I was also thinking the Falcons' name because it's right below them. Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's his name. Geno Smith, Christian Hackenberg, Bryce Petty. None of them are the answer except Hackenberg to my eyes. The Jets are in problem. They've got a good front seven. Sheldon Richardson, Mohamed Wilkerson, Leonard Williams. A bad a 3-4, or as good a bad boy 3-4 as you could get. I mean, those boys are going to do some damage this season. Their offensive line coach is nightmare. Anyway, moving on. Packers at the Vikings. Or no, jeez, I thought I was doing the plays this week. Jeez, no, I'm doing the NFC North. Okay, hang on. Completely disregard that. I'm basically using the same page as my NFL picks. I'm just basically like thinking on the same way. Okay, my head's in. Right, let's move on. NFL North. Okay. This is a tight division, I feel, this year. I think the Packers are the best team now. I think Mike McCarthy, he's got the best job security probably in the NFL, as good as Bill Belichick in my eyes, but I don't think he's as good as a coach. I think the defense still plagues them. It's not as good as it was when it once was. It can be better. Not really 100% sure they feel about it. I think they need to move Clay Matthews back outside. Their cornerbacks are good. Sam Shields. I like what Heshawn Clinton Dix brings to that team at free safety. They got a lot of talent on offense. Jordy Nelson's back. Huge bet for him. That's what's going to make the difference to them. The second best team in this division, I think the Vikings. Really, really well coached Vikings. They are very well. Mike Zimmer does a great job. Keeps those guys in a tight leash. Does the job brilliantly. I think Teddy Bridgewater injury does be a massive problem for them this season. I think Sam Bradford's going to come in and immediately start right away. I feel like Bradford's going to control the game and do the best he can for the team. I think they'll do pretty well because, Bridgewater isn't this guy out there guy and sling it guy. He's more of a game manager, keeps the game managed and just does things that way. That's why I think that the Lions in their hand, I think, are the third best team in this division. I think Jim Caldwell's going to have that team much better this year. They were so poor last year. It was just incredible to watch how bad they were at times. I mean, they looked just horrific. I think that's why Calvin Johnson ended up retiring. He just lost the thunder of his way. I think Marvin Jones, Golden Tate will have a good year. Amir Abdullah, theoretically will have a good year. That defense will play well. They'll play nasty and they'll do a good job. The Bears around at this division, I mean, Alshon Jeffries, all world. Kyle Long is a magnificent player. They got signed Josh Sitton this week. Defense, on the other hand, they got Danny Trevathan in, but I just don't trust them enough. They got Kyle Fuller, who's a magnificent cornerback, but they need a quarterback. They need to find a quarterback other than Jay Cutler, because Jay Cutler's not taking the promised land. Big loss Matt Forte, but Jeremy Langford will pick up the slack, I believe. And moving on to the NFC side, pardon me. I'm having a butchering session right here. This is just butcher job. Anyway, this is a tight division, I think. Well, not really. It's not a tight division at all, guys. The Panthers are going to run away with this division. But after the Panthers, it gets quite tight, to be honest. So let's go with the Panthers. Nasty front seven. They got some big defensive tackles, some great defensive ends, and Coney Ely, Charles Johnson. I think they're going to be very good this season. But you got to look at that back, those linebackers. Shaq Thompson, Thomas Davis, and Luke Kuechly, stud linebackers. They're going to have a great year. They're going to be dominant. I think the back end of the defense is a bit weak, but I don't think we'll see a thing of it. That front seven is going to put pressure on the quarterback, make the quarterback throw before he's ready, and that is what's going to cause them to be productive. Second best team in this division, I believe, is this season is going to be the Buccaneers. I think they're going to really prove teams wrong. I think James Winston, Mike Evans this season is going to be a huge deal. That defense with Gerald McCoy, Levante David, going to be good. The cornerbacks of Banks, Grimes, and Altron Werner are going to have a good year. They're going to cause problems, and they're going to shut down that division, and they're going to be second in it. They got to play against the Falcons and the Saints. Now, a lot of people think so with the Falcons and a lot of teams like the Saints, but they're what I call offense-only, defense-optional teams. Falcons, you don't have to look more than Julio Jones is a stud. Going to have a good year. Good sign, Mohamed Sanu, but they do lack the one thing they need, and that is a defense. I know they've been rebuilding it. They got Keith O'Neill, Vic Beasley on that line now. Rashid Hageman. They're moving around Desmond Trufant there, cornerback. But there's just not enough there. They need more. That's the problem. They need to play defense this season. That's why I don't rate them as good as the Buccaneers in this division. The Saints, kind of similar story. You got Drew Brees. He's just a happy-go-lucky thrower who likes to throw and stat whore quite a bit. That's fine with him. They did lose Marquise Colston this season. I think that's going to be a bit of a problem. I think Mark Ingram's going to run up a lot more. But they do need the defense to come through for them. I think the defense has got a good chance to be good. But they lost your man Sheldon Rankins with a broken tibia, I think it was, or fibula. I can't remember what's the difference in the two of them. Thank God I don't do medicine. But their defense isn't as good as it needs to be. They need to work more on that defense, build it up, and hopefully they can be better. And that's why I don't think they're more than a 5 or 6 win team. That's just me being honest. Let's move on to the last division. The AFC South. The last two I did were the two worst divisions of football, I think, are the South. Right, this division. I think any three of these teams can win the division, to be honest. But I think the Colts are going to have a revamped year. Andrew Luck is infinite times better. You got T.Y. Hilton. That offensive line's been redone. The defensive line's rebuilt to stop the run, which is a very big thing the Colts have massive problems with. I think they're going to be competitive this year. I think they're going to... Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton matchup line or connection, whatever you want to call it, is top-notch. They're two quality guys. They're like Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. They're always going to find their guy when he's open. And that's a huge positive. Now, the Texans, I think, have the team behind them. The Colts fighting for that playoff berth in my eyes. Both teams are quality. Now, the Texans and Jaguars, and also the Colts. But what I think separates the Texans and the Jaguars to me is their defense. I really think J.J. Watt is the most disruptive defensive player in the league. Does all sorts of damage. He's just an absolute nightmare to block for teams. And that's what caused the difference, I think. He's going to be causing problems. And then you got Javion Clowney, Whitney Merciless coming around the edge. And that causes teams problems. It's going to cause multiple teams division problems. And that's why I think the Texans are a slight bit better than the Jaguars. Now, on offense, the Texans have Lamar Miller, Brock Osweiler, Will Fuller, the fifth, I believe is what he calls himself, on Ultimate Team. And then, of course, they got Nuke, DeAndre Hopkins, who's going to do damage. And that's a heck of a team. The Jaguars, they're probably even on offense in my eyes. I'm not convinced that Blake Bortles is the answer in quarterback, and that's kind of why I like the Jaguars and other teams. They did bring Malik Jackson in and Prince Mukamara, but they do need to bring more guys in. That's that. They did bring Jalen Ramsey and Miles Jack in the draft, but they do need more guys to see if they're going to come through and be a competitive team this season. Great offense, their defense though, a bit shaky, that's what the issue is. And finally, the last team we come to is the Tennessee Titans. They got DeMarco Murray, they got Derrick Henry, they lost Dorial Green Beckham and Justin Hunter. I think a huge big loss to that team. Defense, Jarrell Casey's magnificent. Wesley Woodard's a very quick linebacker. I'm very intrigued by him, how he plays. You got Jason McCourty, the brother of Devin McCourty and the Patriots. Good players, but they're just not where they need to be at the moment. The Titans, they're definitely in a rebuild phase. I think they'll need a new coach after this season. But we'll see where they go and how they go on with this year. I think they're going to have to run that running game a lot. Mariota's going to run his legs. They want to win games. I think that's a big, big plus. You got to run Mariota. That's what you got to do with all two quarterbacks, to be honest. If quarterback can run, make him run. That's what you got to do. Anyway, let's review the picks of the season. These are my picks for the AFC. Basically, going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, who I think wins them in that order, and then pick the wild cards in both divisions. Okay, starting off, I think the AFC, the top seed will be the Patriots, followed by the Bengals. They're going to be the two teams getting the byes. The Chiefs and Colts are going to be the other two teams that round out the winning of the divisions. The two wildcard teams, in my eyes, are going to be the Steelers, and the Broncos are just going to scrape in past the Texans, in my eyes, but it's going to be very close between those teams. And I think that's going to be the difference, is how well the Broncos defense does against the Texans, because I feel the Broncos are going to win more games by defense and the Texans will win by their defense. That's just how I feel about things. NFC, number one seed in my eyes, it's not the Panthers, guys, it's the Seahawks. I feel the Seahawks are going to be better offense than the Panthers this season. I tossed and turned this idea for a long time. I think the Panthers and Seahawks are 1-1A. They could be tied at the end of the year at 14 or 13 wins. That's how I feel about those two teams. Seahawks, Panthers 1-2. Then the Packers and Cowboys can round it off. And then the NFC wildcards. Are there even can you even debate these two teams? The Cardinals and the Vikings are obviously going to be the wildcard selections in my eyes. Cardinals could easily be the first seed with the Seahawks, or the second seed. That's how I feel about them. The Vikings could probably display the Packers if they want to. That's how good they are. But anyway, guys, they're my predictions for the season. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you want to put some predictions down in the comment section below, please do. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Wow, that video went pretty long. Wow. Didn't expect the I'll try to get there quickly, but kind of took a bit of a while. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.